different high-potency formula to supplement your diet. Spartus, with every essential vitamin and mineral.
Let's go now to New York and NFL 83.
The baseball meetings ended this week in Nashville, Tennessee, and guess what? We still don't have a new baseball commissioner. Bowie Kuhn has been extended until March. Lots of names have been bandied about as a successor. Folk singer Dick McCormick has a lighthearted look for us at some of the candidates.
Down the foggy halls of time, some guys are one of a kind. Davy Crockett, Daniel Boone, and Bowie Kuhn. Dr. Giametti might come from Yale, but he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. Instead of win-lose, we'd have pass-fail. He ain't no Bowie Kuhn. He'd make them quote Shakespeare when they got to spatting. Sing boola-boola whenever batting. The games will be called in classical Latin. He ain't no Bowie Kuhn. Lee Iacocca is a corporate Houdini, but he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. He kept the wolf from the door when things got lean, but he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. Now if the twins go broke, he'll be the man. He'll have $1 billion in hand, all guaranteed by Uncle Sam, but he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. William Simon, he might love that green, but he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. He'll squeeze $1 till the eagle screams, but he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. He wouldn't care if things got hairy and guys like George Brett acted scary, as long as it's not inflationary. He ain't no Bowie Kuhn, and Gerald Ford was once the chief exec, but he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. Tricky Dick struck out, he was right on deck, but he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. He'd make the pennant race too tame. The scores would always be the same, because he'd pardon the loser of every game. He ain't no Bowie Kuhn. Seems like I'm picking on the Republicans here. Well, Frank Mankiewicz is a Democrat, but he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. He was Lyndon Johnson's ball and bat, but he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. He had a great society education, then ran public radio for the nation. If either one is any indication, he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. Jack Valenti is a porno hater, but he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. He's the movie industry's master raider, but he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. Now George and Billy would be PG, Dickie Nose would have X-rated sprees, and Steve Garvey, he'd be rated G, just like Bowie Kuhn. Peter Uberoff, he's out in L.A., but he ain't no Bowie Kuhn. He's used to jocks who don't get paid. He sure ain't Bowie Kuhn. It hasn't exactly brought him fame, organizing the Olympic Games, but at least he's got a goofy name, just like Bowie Kuhn.
Maybe the best candidate to succeed Bowie Kuhn is Bowie Kuhn. That's what more and more people are saying. And Dave Maris, you studied the situation this past summer. What are your thoughts?
Well, I can certainly say this. Bowie won't take the job. He has said his last extension to March 1st is his final extension. There are good reasons why it's taking so long to find a successor to Bowie Kuhn. There are several things that the job no longer has, money being one of them. The salary that used to be very upscale in today's era of inflated executive salaries is just so-so. Then there's fame. Remember when Kennesaw Mountain Landis, the judge, was commissioner? He was baseball. Now every owner thinks that he is bigger than the commissioner. This carries over not just in headlines and dinner invitations, but in the real equations of power. The commissioner just doesn't have that much clout anymore, and a lot of the guys they're asking to take the job are used to more clout than the commissioner's office carries. Why should they take a step down? And finally, you'd think this would be the job to take because it's so much fun. You get to go to baseball games, you get to meet the players, you get to have a wonderful time. Well, if fun is being chased around by a George Steinbrenner or a George Argyros, it is the kind of fun that not very many top-rated candidates are after. And as Mr. McCormick noted, just about everybody but Yuri Andropov has been nominated, and he's too ill to take the job.
Perhaps, yeah. And the irony here is the Bud Selig search committee, no names have leaked out, which means they either have excellent security or they have no candidate.
I guess the point on that search committee is that the committee finally turned to Selig and said, Bud, why don't you take it? And his answer was, not me.
Not me. All right. Thank you, Dave. And that'll do it on the Bowie Kuhn story. And from New York, our halftime activities will continue in just a moment.
Tonight, there's explosive action when a murderous attempt leaves Michael with amnesia.
Michael, have you really forgotten me?
Can Kit save him when the killer strikes again? A Knight Rider. Then a crazy lady and a bantamweight bandit give the Smokies the slip. The bad guys the clip. Robert Blake and Diane Cannon going coast to coast tonight.
Sims Tire Centers presents the Sims Information Index. Subject, Michelin tires. Michelin has put America on radials. Reason, high quality at affordable prices. Subject, Michelin X radials. Designed for fuel savings and long mileage. Subject, Sims Tires. Michelin selection for foreign and domestic cars at very low prices. Conclusion, keep these two names filed together. Michelin and Sims Tire Centers. You can't choose the right tire if you don't have a choice.
When you stop by McDonald's for lunch or dinner, you want your meal and you want it fast. So here's McDonald's promise to you. We'll have your lunch or dinner ready in less than 60 seconds after you place your order at the counter, or you get a large sandwich free on your next visit. Driving through? We'll have your order in less than 60 seconds after your car reaches the drive-through window, or you'll get a free large sandwich on your next visit. Lunch or dinner at McDonald's in less than a minute. Guaranteed.
McDonald's and you.
More and more people are choosing Colorado as their place to be, and the people to choose for help with commercial and residential real estate are Metro Brokers.
Why Metro Brokers?
Metro Brokers are full-time career specialists who know the market and real estate financing.
I want someone who'll take a personal interest in my needs.
Metro Brokers are well acquainted with schools, residential areas, and commercial opportunities. Look for the nearest of 20 Metro Brokers offices in the Yellow Pages or call 337-6721. You can count on Metro Brokers.
Feliz Navidad from Channel 4.
Birmingham, New York for NFL 83. That other little game in Texas, Washington's leading Dallas 14-10, but they're also at halftime, so hang around. We have some scores and highlights to tell you about. If Denver comes back and wins this game, as we mentioned before, they clinch a wild card. That would be it. If Seattle wins next week, Seattle would clinch a wild card, and Denver would play Seattle at Denver if Denver wins this week and next week. That clears that up. Here are all the scores and highlights now. Houston knocking off Cleveland 34-27, so Pittsburgh clinches the AFC Central as a result of that. Sam Ratigliano's club has suddenly cooled off. They were red hot a couple of weeks ago. Look at this play in the first quarter. Earl Campbell hands it off to Steve Bryant. The wide receiver throws a 24-yard touchdown pass to Timmy Smith. A gorgeous play for the Houston Oilers. They took the lead 10-3, but they lost the lead in the third quarter. Mike Pruitt ran it for 6 yards, and Cleveland then led 27-24. But now in the fourth quarter, the score is tied. Oliver Luck from 43 yards away. Hey, this kid looks pretty good, doesn't he? Tim Smith, 2 touchdown receptions for Smith. Houston wins it. They win their second of the year, 34-27. A big game for both clubs, and San Francisco knocked off Buffalo 23-10. So Buffalo drops to 8-7 as Joe Ferguson looks at his dental records or his high school graduation pictures. Something. First quarter, here's Joe Cribbs. 46-yard run. Beautiful run by Cribbs down to the 49 or 24-yard line. That set up a Buffalo touchdown. But San Francisco and Montana. Here, Joe strikes. 4-yard touchdown pass to Roger Craig in the third quarter. That gave the 49ers the lead for good. This iced it. Wendell Tyler, 2 yards away. The win for San Francisco, and of course that's important for Ram fans and New Orleans fans. Chicago and Minnesota. Chicago won, but both teams are eliminated. Cincinnati over Detroit. Detroit doesn't clinch yet. Seattle's alive, knocking off the hapless Giants 17-12. And now, Bill McAtee with more for us.
All right, Lenny, New Orleans and Philadelphia at Veterans Stadium. They had to go to overtime in Philadelphia, and the Saints finally won it on a 50-yard field goal. Came from the toe of Morton Anderson, so the Saints' playoff hopes are still alive. All right, those are the finals. Here are the games still in progress down at Texas Stadium. They're about to begin the third quarter. It is 14-10. The Cowboys, though, only 32 yards rushing in the first half. A cleanly played ball game, no turnovers. At Anaheim, New England and the Rams all tied up at 7. Vince Ferragamo has thrown a TD pass. Ron Meyer headed west early this week to get out of the snow in New England, but he looked on as Ferragamo connected on a touchdown pass in the first quarter. This of 46 yards to number 84, George Farmer. 5th TD reception of the year for Farmer, who does a nice job running the football. 22nd TD pass of the year for Ferragamo. Eric Dickerson, by the way, the NFL's leading rusher, 51 yards in the first half. Here's how the Patriots scored. It came on a 4-yard run by number 30, Mosi Tutupu around the left side. It is all tied up 7-7 at the half in Anaheim. Baltimore and Denver, the game you're watching, bit of a surprise, 16-0, and of course the Broncos with a playoff slot on the line. Randy Gradishar playing his last regular season home game, Mile High Stadium after 10 years. Good first half from the rookie out of the University of Texas, Raul Alegre. 3 field goals, 56-yarder here, the longest of his young career. And here's the only touchdown of the first half. Came from the arm of Mike Pagel. 40-yard TD pass into the arms of number 88, Bernard Henry. 16-0 Baltimore at the half. Kansas City and San Diego, Dan Fouts has thrown 3 touchdown passes, 24-14 at Jack Murphy Stadium. The Raiders are playing for the home field advantage throughout the playoffs. They lead St. Louis, though a surprisingly close game, by a score of 24-20. Now, Ahmad, we've watched some teams with a lot on the line. We changed that. There was a different score there. We've watched some teams with a lot on the line today kind of look flat.
Well, I think it was the other teams, really, that were responsible for these teams looking flat. The only thing you can do when you're not having a very good season is play the best football you can and try to knock off some of these teams that are headed for the playoffs. And that's really what's happened all day.
Okay, Ahmad, Lenny?
All right, to update that score, while you were on, St. Louis scored and took the lead on the Raiders, 27-24. Some boxing news. Sugar Ray Leonard last night announced he is coming back to the ring. And today, Larry Holmes resigned his WBC heavyweight title. He said he is now the champ of something called the International Boxing Federation. Whatever that is, politics go on in boxing. We'll continue a bit later.
You know, this Christmas, give your family a gift that keeps on giving. An RCA video disc player and video discs. The RCA video disc player gives everyone in your family the gift of great entertainment. More than 1,000 great shows to watch all year long. All on one of the simplest, most inexpensive video systems you can buy. And you know what? If you buy a player for Christmas, RCA will give you a $50 Christmas bonus. $50 back on the gift that gives over and over and over.
In these modern times, the person who goes to work may not have far to go. But at the Hat of the Month Club, the boss better keep moving. To keep the books, organize the files, write the letters, check out the inventory, find time to create, and still keep on top of things. Yet even a thriving business can reach a point of diminishing returns. A good time to learn about the IBM personal computer. With this tool for modern times, a person can quickly master such jobs as accounting or word processing. Even use the IBM personal computer to forecast growth. All helping the business person at home to wear many hats, while selling even more. And that can be a feather in anyone's cap. The IBM personal computer. Try one on at a store near you.
Thursday, spend a family Christmas in Washington with Andy Williams, Leslie Uggams, and the nation's most spectacular choirs. Thursday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
A lone man sleds northward through the frozen wasteland to deliver a most valuable cargo.
Come in, Tim. Warm this sample of a fire.
Tim Hansen has come to the North Pole with a sled full of Hansen's delicious natural sodas and juices, including Hansen's fantastic old-fashioned apple juice, Santa's favorite. Share the good times, good cheer, and a glass of Hansen's during the holidays, and taste where you've never been.
Feliz Navidad from Channel 4.
Jay Randolph and Bob Chandler back with you as we get set for the second half at Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado. 75,000 plus on hand, 101st consecutive sellout for Denver, and the Colts dominating 16-0 at halftime. Look at the time of possession, look at the total yards, and that pretty much tells the tale. Turnovers too.
I think Denver's a little shell-shocked still. They came out. Baltimore has pulled some things out of the hat that they haven't done all year. They've kind of played a pressure offense and defense. They've had a vertical attack where they've moved the ball down the field and kind of caught Denver by surprise. I was just talking to Bob Swenson, the injured linebacker, that great linebacker for Denver. He said before the game, in the locker room, Denver was very quiet, and he thought that was real good because they were nervous. They knew this was a big game. They had to win it. And he said he is surprised and has no answer for the way they've performed so far this first half.
Well, we're going to play a whole game, so here we go into the second half. Allegre kicks off, Wilson and Thomas, and it is Wilson. He's coming out, gets to the 20, and to the 24, maybe the 25-yard line. Sanders Shiver, who does a fine job for the Colts on the specialty units, made the tackle. Ball just short of the 25-yard line, and John Elway comes on to lead the offense. Winder 23 and Poole 34 in the backfield with him. Watson, Sampson, Egloff, the receivers. Bryan with Bishop and Howard, Studdard and Lanier. Down 16-0. The Broncos start offensively in the second half. Elway on first down. Has time, and he throws complete. And at the 35-yard line, Clint Sampson, number 84, made the catch. The tackle made by James Burrows, number 45. And it's a first down. The Colts have Thompson and Parker at the ends. Odom, Kraus, Maxwell, and Braceland at the linebacker spots. Wisniewski's the nose tackle. Burrows and Randall, Anderson and Glasgow in the secondary. Opening moment of the third quarter here at Mile High Stadium. Winder the single setback, in motion Watson. Play action. Elway throws, and it's complete to Egloff, the tight end. Egloff gets it to about the 40-yard line and is shaken up on the play. He's having his finest year ever. The 7-year man from Wisconsin had only 10 receptions last year, had 18 coming into today's game. Egloff shaken up. Steve Antonopoulos, the trainer, attending to him as we look again at this play.
We'll take a look at him here. Egloff had an interesting comment in the paper this week. He said he has a burst of slow. They get on him about his speed, but he said it's better to deceive than to receive. And that's what he does, and that's the position they have him playing. He's in motion a lot. He switches sides. He does a little bit of everything. He acts like a running back with his blocking, lead blocking, and has caught the ball effectively this year when they've thrown to him.
John Sawyer, number 83, takes over for him. Wilhite and Poole in the backfield. The quick throw is incomplete as it bounced up off the hands of Wilhite. And Wilhite had Larry Anderson closing on him quickly.
They'll use Wilhite in that way occasionally. They'll split him out as a wide receiver to give him a 3 wide receiver look. They say he runs excellent patterns and catches the ball very well.
3rd down and 5 at the 40-yard line. Colts are leading 16-0. Number 47, Wilhite. See him come out. He's in the backfield now with Poole. 2 wide receivers set to the far side. Elway throws, and it is dropped. Wilhite had the first down at the 46-yard line, dropped the ball. Coverage by number 34, Jeff Delaney, the extra defensive back, in there for the Colts.
It was a catchable ball, and he did one thing right. He got the first down yardage. He had that, so all he had to do was hang on to the ball. He couldn't do it. Denver's going to have to give it up again.
Luke Prestridge, 43.8 average on 5 punts today. Larry Anderson is downfield. A wobbly kick. Anderson comes up, takes it at the 25, at the 30. 35, trying to get outside, and almost did. He got to the 39-yard line. Dumped over there by Nathan Poole, number 34. So the Colts, leading 16-0, have the football. They're going to get it at their own 39-yard line. As we look again at this return, we'll take a timeout.
You're looking at style and technology in total harmony. It's the new '84 Ford Tempo. Tempo's unique aerodynamic design contributes to mileage this high. There's technology like 4-wheel independent suspension to absorb impact. A new high-swirl combustion engine gives Tempo quick power response. And Tempo's front-wheel drive delivers responsive handling and good traction. The new Ford Tempo. Have you driven the best-built American cars? Have you driven a Ford lately?
There's more for your Christmas at Sears.
More choices and more savings, too. Save $80 on this color TV with Quartz Precision Tuning and one-button color. Just $379.99. Save $120 on this stereo with 8-track and 2 cassettes for dubbing. This programmable VCR with forward and reverse picture search and pause control is only $349. So wrap up a beautiful Christmas.
There's more for your life at Sears.
Today's game is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By RCA, makers of innovative video products that will open your eyes. And by Visa cards and traveler's checks. You can do it, and we'd like to help. Along with Bob Chandler, this is Jay Randolph at Mile High Stadium in Denver. 13:06 to play in the third quarter. Colts leading 16-0. First and 10, Baltimore from their own 39-yard line. Again, they try that little counter play, and Dickey has to go back the other way. There's a penalty marker down. Dickey couldn't find anything in the middle. Did some good freelancing. Lewis Wright on the tackle, number 20, along with 7-9, Barney Chavis, and the penalty against the Colts.
You know, I look at some excellent Denver defensive players missing tackles today, and so you have a tendency to think that they're just not fired up about it. We'll listen to the penalty here.
Illegal motion, number 79.
Lindsey Mason, the right tackle. The call went against him.
But in actuality, Jay, you know, I think you got to give Dickey and McMillan a lot of credit. They are two fine running backs, and they'll make people miss tackles.
McMillan started the day with a 4.1 rushing average. Dickey with a 4.3 rushing average. First and 15 now from the 34. Hagel over the middle, wide open is Pat Beach, the tight end, number 81. And they get some of it back up to the 41-yard line. Beach out of Washington State, a 6th-round pick. He'd only caught 2 passes coming into today's game. We'll mention again that Sherwin, although he has seen some action, has a neck injury. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Baltimore may have seen Denver's secondary over the past few weeks really flow with a kind of a roll. So what he's been doing is rolling out and throwing back across the grain most of the afternoon.
And this one is out into the right flat, intended for Randy McMillan. He really didn't have much of a chance to catch it as the ball was too far in front of him. Clock stopped with 12:18 left in the third quarter. Denver sends in number 77, Mecklenburg, the rookie, and also another defensive back, as they'll go to a prevent defense now on 3rd down and 7. 3 wide receivers for the Colts. Porter, Otis, and Henry are in there. Henry to the left, Porter and Otis to the right. Hagel straight back, throws, and it is complete. A fine catch for a first down at the 48-yard line, made by Tracy Porter. Hagel and Porter combining for a first down right here.
It starts with excellent protection by the offensive line. You see Hinton, Donaldson looking around to help out. Hagel steps up in the pocket, and Porter sits down in that dead zone there, where they have a little bit of time to make the completion if they get it in.
Wide to the right goes Henry. Beach is back in at tight end as Otis has come out. It is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line of Denver. Colts controlling this game. That's McMillan banging off right tackle down to the 42-yard line. McMillan played at Pittsburgh. His best day this year was 109 yards against Philadelphia. Gradishar 53 and Jackson 57 made the play. And it'll be 2nd down and 4.
This is a different kind of Colts offense, and I think most people are used to seeing this year from them. They're really mixing it up today. They're running, they're keeping the ball on the ground, but yet they're throwing the short passes. They've thrown some screens. They're throwing the intermediate routes, and they've gone downfield with the ball also.
And they've held on to the ball, haven't turned it over. It's always a big factor. And certainly it is with a young club. Here is a problem, as the center would just refused to give that ball back to his quarterback that time, it looked like. Ray Donaldson, what a fine player. He's got a hip pointer. He's got an ankle problem. The big guy from Georgia is hanging out there. Referee Fred Silva discussing the penalty, and we'll step it off back to the 46-yard line.
Offense, ball start, number 18. Will the stadium clock operator please put the clock back to 10:48? We lost 8 seconds.
There, because of this move right here by Pagel, a false start, they will put 8 seconds back on the clock.
Just a little anxious there to get going. And we're looking at two of the finest centers in the game with Bryan and Donaldson on both these respective teams today.
It's going to be 2nd down and 9. This big crowd chanting defense, hoping their team can stop the Colts. Pagel throwing, and a fine catch is made by Pat Beach. Very close to a first down. Beach took that ball in and around the 38-yard line. Dennis Smith, 49, and Steve Wilson, 45, with Randy Gradishar, number 53, were all there. And we may get a measurement, or they may be just about a yard shy. Let's take a look. It'll be just about a yard short. Maybe a little less than a yard.
Excellent catch here by Pat Beach. He reaches up, catches the ball in his hands, thrown a little high, comes down with the catch, just short of the first down.
Double tight end alignment. In motion Sherwin. The handoff goes to McMillan, and he has got the first down, I believe. See where they actually spot that ball. It is a first down. At least it appears to be from here, but they may ask for the chains, and I think they will. We have 9 minutes and 54 seconds remaining to be played in the third quarter. And the Colts are shutting out the Broncos 16-0.
Well, we're in three-point range now.
Raul Alegre has had a big day already, and it is a first down. Sent the man in motion to the right side here, Bob, and gave it to number 32, McMillan.
Excellent blocking by the right side of the line. Gave him the opening. It's tough to stop a back for 205-pound back on that short yardage like that.
Roger Jackson, number 28, now at free safety for the Broncos. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Pagel, play action, steps up, he throws, it is complete, first down. Bernard Henry again. He's been in the clear all day long. They're playing rather soft back there against him as Wilson and Jackson were beaten on the play. Here it is.
We'll see Bernard Henry's route here. Fakes a post. Pagel stepped up into the pocket, hit him. They're giving him a lot of room out there this afternoon. They're not really pressuring those wide receivers on the outside.
Again, a look at it, and as I indicated, they're playing very soft, and as Bob says, that's giving them a lot of room. Well, it's a first down at the 16-yard line. Moore and McMillan now in the backfield for Baltimore. Handoff goes to Alvin Moore, trying to get outside, and they're over there that time. They banged him out of bounds. No gain on the play. Let's go now to NFL 83 in New York and get this update on the activities today.
All right, thank you, Jay Randolph. Len Berman in New York. Here goes Theodis Brown for Kansas City. 49 yards. Not bad for a team that's dead last in the NFL in rushing. Kansas City now within 3 of San Diego. Let's go back to Jay and Bob.
Thank you, Len. And Theodis Brown, who used to be at Seattle and before that was with the Cardinals, he's found a home in Kansas City. 2nd down and 10 at the 16-yard line. Pagel on the bootleg, coming out on his own. He's at the 10 and slides down at the 9-yard line. Well, if he wanted to really take things into his own hands, he might have been able to get 3 or 4 more, but he wisely slid down. Frank Kush, his club leading 16-0 and trying to get more.
Well, I don't think the headache would have been worth it, Jay, to pick up another couple of yards, because he probably would have got 1 or 2. He's running with the option to throw, but he didn't really have any targets to go to, so he wisely slid into second base there and picked up 6, 7 yards.
Porter goes to the right side. Henry to the left. Dickey and McMillan in the backfield. 3rd down and 3 from the 9. That's Curtis Dickey, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And we'll get the call for Raul Allegre.
Excellent play by Tom Jackson. When you give it to that far back and you ask him to go across the length of that backfield, it gives a player with Tom Jackson's quickness a chance to catch up from behind, which he did there, brought Dickey down.
Allegre, who has kicked 3 field goals of 42, 55, and 41, now has what is a chip shot for him.
Maybe this is his weak area, Jay. We don't.
I'm not sure he has a weak area. He's a tremendous, tremendous kicker. Ron Stark will hold. The ball will be spotted at the 17. And it is a 27-yard field goal right up the middle.
You know, the only thing we may hope for is that he gets tired jumping up after and running off the field after each field goal. He may wear out before this is over.
Raul Allegre makes it 19-0. His 4th field goal of the afternoon. We'll be back with more from Denver in a moment.
I'm looking for jeans that stay blue.
Try Dress Blues by Lee.
You bet I will. Fit like a glove.
Mike, all you have to do is look for the patch.
Lee Jeans, the brand that fits.
The square edge car has no room in the future.
World champion driver Jackie Stewart.
I don't think you're going to see any manufacturer producing that box look. It's a yesterday's car. Ford Motor Company have pioneered airflow management. And I think within the next 2 or 3 years, you will see the competitors producing cars that will be remarkably similar to what Ford are now producing today.
Have you driven the best-built American cars? Have you driven a Ford lately?
Next Saturday, don't miss a special NFL 83. This one's an interconference war. The Cincinnati Bengals roar into Minnesota against the always tough Vikings. The NFL season goes into its final weekend. What a battle on NBC.
Broncos are being shut out at the moment, 19-0. Allegre will kick off. Wilson and Thomas are back. Wilson comes out at the 10, the 15, at the 20-yard line. He goes down. Leading the way, number 35, Tate Randall. Number 52, Greg Braceland. There's Allegre's stats today, 13 out of the 19 points. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
This is Colorado's news channel, Channel 4, KCNC, Denver.
Jay Randolph and Bob Chandler at Mile High Stadium, where the Colts at the moment are doing a job on the Broncos. Completed upfield at the 35-yard line. As the pass went to Watson, Tate Randall made the tackle. It'll be a first down. They'll give the forward progress to the 34-yard line. That was a good throw from Elway.
I think we're going to have to see a lot more of this if Denver wants to get back in this game, Jay. They have to go to Steve Watson more often. They've gone to him twice today for big plays. He is their clutch receiver. With an arm like Elway and the kind of patterns that Watson runs, unless they double him and take him completely out of the picture, they should go to him much more in the second half.
Watson, a free agent find from Temple University. First down from the 34. Elway over the middle, short of his intended receiver, Watson. And they had a blitz coming from the right side. And Elway took a tumble. He got that ball away, but had to rush it a little bit, and it came up short.
Well, that was the reason the ball was underthrown. They ran an interesting route there. They had Clint Sampson coming from the right side, Watson from the left, and they were both running ends. So that Elway has to get the ball off quick to one of those two guys before they converge upon each other.
Second down and 10. 6 minutes, 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Sampson goes in motion. The pitch back comes to Winder. And Winder gets to the 35-yard line. Jeff Delaney, number 34, made the tackle for the Baltimore Colts. This Colt defense doing an excellent job.
The Colts defensively playing with a lot of emotion this afternoon. You see the support and they're filling. There's a lot of pursuit. They're gang tackling. They're doing everything a first-place team would be doing at this stage of the season.
3rd down and 9. Elway out of the shotgun has got to hurry. Down he goes. The sack for number 98, Johnny Cooks. Cooks, the number 1 draft choice 3 years ago from Mississippi State. And Elway a little disgusted. He was in the shotgun. That's supposed to give him extra time, but Cooks didn't care. A frustrating day so far for Elway and the Broncos. Prestridge to punt. Larry Anderson set to receive. A wobbly kick, and it bounces straight up in the air and comes back the other way. And it's going to be spotted at the 39-yard line. Prestridge not having one of his better days. A 32-yard punt. 5 minutes, 32 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. 19-zip Baltimore.
Now for 1984, Ford takes off with a great lineup of tough 4x4s. To show you how tough they are, we're going to lower them into this giant crater and watch them try to climb out. Here's the full-size pickup with the most powerful 6 in any pickup, and Ranger with the most powerful V6 in any small truck, the trim Bronco 2 and full-size Bronco. The 84 Fords, tops for toughness. The best-built American trucks are built Ford tough.
Shotgun Rapids, Idaho, and Milwaukee. Folks mean something great to these guys. The shotgun means white water at its best. And Milwaukee means beer. Cold, crisp, old Milwaukee beer. And smooth, golden, old Milwaukee Light. And old Milwaukee. And old Milwaukee Light.
Taste as great as their name.
You know, guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
19-0 Baltimore. As we pan that sidelines, there's no giggling going on. There may be a little smiling. I guess that can be allowed. Coach Cush was very upset with a couple of his players last week who were in a apparently happy mood after that gut-wrenching loss to the Jets. Handoff goes to Curtis Dickey, and Dickey very close to a first down as he slides and glides near the 50-yard line.
This is getting to be old news, but what made that play go is the lead block here by McMillan. Takes out the penetration, puts him right on its back. And then you see a few extra moves there by Dickey. Some of the finest running you're going to see right there.
Can he run with the football? I'll tell you, he's special.
It's an interesting case there, Jay, in Baltimore with Dickey. He doesn't really open himself up to the press. He doesn't talk to people. It's not, I don't think that he is unhappy about being in Baltimore. He's very suspicious of the press and their intentions as far as he's concerned.
We have a fellow like that who I cover in the summertime with the St. Louis Cardinals, George Hendrick. First down.
And it's too bad because a player like Dickey can do. Here we'll take a look at the Washington 21-10 over Dallas in the third quarter.
Theismann to Art Monk for a 43-yard pass. They have 5 minutes left in the third quarter in that one.
I was going to say a player as great as Dickey could do so much for himself by figuring out somehow to have a relationship with the press and become a little bit more well-known.
Problem with the snap again. That's the second time that's happened in this period. And it'll cost the Colts.
They may be trying to change their cadence a little bit. Teams get into a pattern. Teams get into a pattern of doing things on the first snap or the first hut, they call it. So they try to alter that cadence a little bit, whether they go on the third hut. It's hut hut. They change it around, and sometimes it fools the quarterback himself, and if he's not used to doing it a lot.
New England leading the Rams, and San Diego leading Kansas City. Hagel's in trouble, and he goes down. His knee hit at the 39-yard line. That's the first sack for Denver today.
That's their inspirational player right there, Tom Jackson. He's been given that award the last 2 years in a row here in Denver. He's the one that Louis Wright says is the most valuable player on that defensive unit. Randy Gradishar leads by his play and his performance on the field, whereas Jackson does that, but also has a way of firing up that defense.
Second down, 21 from the 39-yard line. That's Curtis Dickey, and he gets a few back. Up to the 43-yard line, where Busick 58 and Chavis 79 make the play. Dickey, the all-time leading rusher at Texas A&M. He's fifth as the all-time leading rusher in the Colts book. 2,731 yards coming into today's game, and tacked 46 on.
He just needs 80 yards today to go over the 1,000-yard mark for this season.
Clock running with 3:50 remaining in the third quarter. 19-0 Baltimore. Surprising game here in Denver. Hagel over the middle, a throw low as he was trying to get it into the middle to Tracy Porter. Gradishar got a hand on it. Number 53. There's Randy. This is his last regular season game. He's retiring. Last regular season game at home, I should say, because, of course, next Sunday, the Broncos will play the Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium.
Thanks for 10 great years, Randy. He's probably the most popular player here in this Denver area. And they may try and talk him out of it next year, retiring.
Into the end zone goes the punt from Ron Stark, and Denver will start from the 20-yard line. Stark boomed another one here, 57 yards. 3 minutes, 24 seconds left in the third quarter. Baltimore 19, Denver nothing.
When you run a small business, problems can leave you groping in the dark.
You couldn't sleep either, huh?
Unless you have a reliable guide like the Texas Instruments Professional Computer. Its easy-to-use keyboard, sharp, clear graphics, and hundreds of software programs will give you fast, reliable solutions today and tomorrow.
Mike, I've got it.
The Texas Instruments Professional Computer for reliable solutions today and tomorrow.
This is Thunderbird's optional articulated seat. It adjusts to the driver's thighs, the position of the hips, the angle of the back. It even has a fully adjustable lumbar support. This seat improves the way you feel behind the wheel. And the way you feel in Thunderbird improves the way it drives. Have you driven the best-built American cars? Have you driven a Ford lately?
Well, this is the way our Christmas card would look if we sent one out. Family portrait, but this is a surprising show by the Colts today.
Oh, it is. I think that Denver, even at this stage of the game, is still shell-shocked, Jay. They can't believe what's happening to them, and they're just trying to get uncorked here and get something going.
First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Up the near sideline, complete. A fine catch is made by Watson.
Well, that's what they're going to have to do. They've said it once, but they're going to have to go to Steve Watson as much as they can this afternoon. They're running out of time. What he's trying to do here, that little look back, he's trying to make the defensive back, Burrows, number 45, think that he's going up. As soon as Burrows turned his feet inside, Watson broke out, picked up the first down.
19-0. 3 touchdowns. Not out of the realm of possibility for these Broncos if they get hot. Elway going long, and it is incomplete. Sampson was down there, but he was double teamed. Burrows, the man that batted the ball away from him. Also, Nesby Glasgow was back there, the free safety. He was playing center field and on the run.
Actually, it was an excellent attempt by Sampson, as we'll see here.
Penalty marker down.
To go up and make attempt at getting the ball. Comes back at it here and jumps well. Almost catches it. He's about 4 feet off the ground there.
Oh, they step off a penalty now against Baltimore. Let's listen to referee Fred Silva.
Defense, illegal contact, number 35, first down.
Tate Randall, the second-year man at cornerback, called for the infraction. He was at Miami in '82 with the Oilers the first 3 games of this season. Came over, took over. Of course, they let Derek Hatchett go. Elway's 11 of 22. First and 10 at the 44. Elway is really on the run, and he throws, and it's complete. Out of bounds. The catch was made at midfield by Watson, but the official right on the line, Bob Beeks, the line judge, ruled out of bounds.
Too bad he doesn't have a chance to get his feet down here. He does what all receivers should do when a quarterback's in trouble. Steve broke off his route and came back to the quarterback. Almost allowed him to get the completion.
And 1 foot was out of bounds. Good call. Second down and 10. 2 minutes, 26 seconds left to play in the third quarter. The Colts got 3 in the first, 13 in the second, have 3 here in the third to lead it 19-0. Out of the shotgun, John Elway. Elway throws, it is complete, and a very fine play by Wilhite. Wilhite dropped the ball earlier in this second half, but the young fella from San Jose State made a big play there. Braceland on the tackle, but a fine effort by Wilhite. The ball underthrown, he made the catch, and then scrambled for the first down.
He comes from a wing position, puts on a good cut here to get rid of Greg Braceland. Braceland falls down, number 52. Wilhite more than makes up for the drop earlier in the game and picks up the first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line. 1 minute, 45 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Broncos trying desperately to get on the board here. Elway has time. Better hurry now. On the run. Penalty marker down. And the catch made by Watson, but again he was out of bounds. Now a penalty marker is down back upfield. Elway had a lot of time. Then all of a sudden, one of the Colts closed on him from behind. We'll see what the call is. That is Bob Beeks on the right. And it's against Baltimore. Things starting to go the Broncos' way. 1.5 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Steve Watson made another excellent catch there, and I'm not so sure he was out of bounds. We'll listen to the call here.
Defense, number 52. Illegal hands to the face, 5 yards, first down.
First down. The call went against Greg Braceland.
Take a look at it there. That is as close as you can be to being in bounds. There's an excellent attempt on his part to stay in.
Wisniewski out of the game with an injured shoulder, we understand, for the Colts. Quentin Ballard in there. First and 10 at the 37. Elway throws. And a marvelous catch. Oh, what a beautiful catch by Steve Watson. First down at the 12-yard line. Odom and Randall were there. Penalty marker down back upfield. And it's in the area where we might get a holding call against Denver. Well, we're going to show you a really marvelous effort by Watson, but they'll be bringing it back.
Offense, number 70, holding.
Dave Studdard, the left tackle, former Baltimore Colt, charged with holding. There's Studdard, played at Texas in his 5th year, a free agent. Now it'll be first and 20 back at the 47. 1 minute and 21 left to go in the third quarter. 19-0 Baltimore. And a little shovel in underneath to Miles. Penalty marker down as Miles got all the way down to the 23-yard line. But we've got a penalty marker back upfield, and it's going to be holding against Denver. Saw John Elway look to the sidelines to his coach, Dan Reeves, and say, well, we're going back again.
Offense, number 60.
Well-designed play right here.
It's a great call. You can only have the wind taken out of you so many times. In Denver, it keeps happening to them. They've got to keep coming back. Try and get something on the board here as soon as possible.
The ball is back at the 43-yard line, and they're facing first down and 30 now. You try not to get it all back in one play, I wouldn't think, but Elway is going to the shotgun. You just try to see if you couldn't pick it up in 3 plays. Over the middle, Elway complete. And at the 40-yard line, they got a big chunk back. Zach Thomas, the rookie, makes his 9th catch of the season, and it's a big one. Tackle made by Tate Randall, number 35.
Elway had a little bit more time to throw there because Baltimore is dropping more people back into their pass coverage and only rushing with 3 or sometimes 4 defensive linemen. They dropped all their linebackers back, which makes it tougher to throw downfield, but at least it gives Elway the time to throw.
19-0 the Colts lead. 35 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Again out of the shotgun, 2nd and 13. Catch made by Miles as Elway was able to beat the blitz. The Colts are saying that one of the Broncos was offside. Miles, you see the receptions for him in 83. He got down to the 36-yard line. Now they're going to place it at the 34-yard line. So they're going to face 3rd and 7.
Well, Baltimore brought everybody that time. They brought all their 3 linebackers and the 4 defensive front men. Elway reads it. He saw the blitz coming, dumps it off as quick as he can. It's an excellent play on his part.
Well, that's the end of the 3rd quarter. The score is the Baltimore Colts 19, the Denver Broncos nothing. And we'll be right back to Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado, after this message from your local station.
Thursday moves are being made.
Diane's friend wants me.
Cheers starts a half hour earlier.
Sam, I want you, and I don't care who knows it.
Catch the action at 9, 8 Central nothing. And following Cheers, Buffalo Bill rides again.
Oh, hey, come on, get up, act like a man.
Dabney Coleman is Buffalo Bill Thursday.
Now that's a hot line.
In 1859, before Colorado was a state, people depended on the territory's first newspaper. That newspaper was the Rocky Mountain News. Today, the News is still Denver's #1 newspaper, and Denver's only paper among the top 20 newspapers in the nation in circulation. The news you need every day is yours every morning with Colorado's #1 newspaper, the Rocky Mountain News.
Tom Sheen.
Yes.
You claim to undersell most retail jewelers.
We do.
And you claim it's frequently at least by 40%.
It usually is.
Well, tell me, how do you do that?
One way is by buying the way I do. You see, I'm constantly traveling all over the world to buy the gems at the source, right at the marketplace.
So, what you save by eliminating the middleman,
I pass on to the customer.
Now you have a friend in the diamond business.
You're watching Channel 4, the Bronco station.
Baltimore 19, Denver nothing. We go to the 4th quarter. Denver facing 3rd and 7 from the 34-yard line. Sampson to the right side, Watson to the left. John Elway calling signals, shotgun formation. Elway fumbles. Baltimore picks it up, Nesby Glasgow. And that ends an opportunity, maybe. There is a penalty marker way downfield. And it looks like it might go against the Colts. against Baltimore. This is a big break. Elway limping off. Elway was in a peck of trouble here, Bob.
This is what they've done so successfully this afternoon, is put this kind of pressure on Elway.
Let's listen to the call here.
Illegal contact. Number 34. Illegal contact. Number 34, where a quarterback was in the pocket. Even though he didn't pass the ball, it's a foul and it's a first down.
The call is against Delaney. The new quarterback is Gary Kubiak. The rookie, 8th-round draft choice, Texas A&M. He's 10 of 18, 165 yards, thrown a touchdown, thrown an interception. Steve DeBerg, of course, is injured, so it is the Aggie, Kubiak.
You talk about being cold. He hasn't thrown a ball for over 20, 30 minutes here, has not picked up a ball, didn't get a chance to warm up here.
Well, he throws and overthrows his intended receiver, Nathan Poole.
I think we'll see John Elway come back in here.
Right now, let's go to New York. An update, NFL 83.
Thank you, Jay. In Anaheim, here goes Mosi Tutupu for the Patriots. Coming into today, he had 1 touchdown. For the year, this is his 3rd touchdown for the day. 21-7 Patriots over the Rams. Back to Denver.
Here in Denver, it is 19-0. Baltimore, 2nd down and 10. Denver at the 28-yard line with Kubiak now at quarterback and out of the shotgun. And he runs what looked like a design play, a quarterback draw from the shotgun.
I think that's probably why they kept Kubiak in there for that second play rather than bring Elway back. They wanted to try that quarterback draw to see what they could do with it.
Kubiak comes out, Elway comes back. To mixed reviews at this point from this big crowd of better than 75,000. And it is 3rd down and 6 from the 24.
He twisted his knee a little bit when he was sacked, but it appears they checked it out on the sidelines, and I think everything's okay.
Elway throwing and incomplete. Pass a little short. Intended over at the 19-yard line for number 39, Jesse Miles. Now they face 4th and 6.
Well, it's almost at the stage here, Jay, where they have to go for it. They've got to try, and 3 points isn't going to help them too much here. 3 touchdowns puts them in the lead in this game. So even with 4th and 6, rather than pick up the 3, they've got to go for the touchdown.
Wide to the right. Throws Watson. Out of the shotgun. Elway throwing and incomplete, almost intercepted. Greg Braceland, number 52, had his hands on it. I don't know who Elway was trying to go to, but there was not a Bronco in the vicinity. And John's upset, and we'll take a timeout. 13:54 remaining to be played. 19-0. Baltimore leads Denver.
You don't have to wait, Mom. You can go home.
Peter, you're the first person in this family that's gone off to college. I can wait.
When the Travelers insures a father's life, it's really his children's future we're insuring. So if anything happens to him, his dreams won't also die. There are more prominent people the Travelers insures, but none more important.
This is the place for the real taste of beer. Pabst is the place. There's just no doubt about it.
I think there's more flavor to it than other beers. I think Pabst is good beer.
Pabst is the place. Your good friends all around you for the real taste of beer. And all the good times you have here.
No, it's only always going to taste good. That's what counts.
For the real taste of beer, Pabst is the place.
Thursday, spend a family Christmas in Washington with Andy Williams, Leslie Uggams, and the nation's most spectacular choirs. Thursday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Houston, a winner over Cleveland today. San Francisco defeated Buffalo. Some more finals for you. Chicago over Minnesota. Cincinnati defeated Detroit. Seattle over the Giants. And New Orleans defeated Philadelphia in overtime. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line for the Colts. Hagel handing it off. And that's McMillan, and there's nothing there for him. Let's go to New York now and check in again with NFL 83.
Thank you, Jay Randolph. In San Diego, late third quarter, Ed Luther at quarterback. Dan Fouts has been hurt again. Look how wide open Wes Chandler is for the touchdown. It's 38-24, San Diego. Good move by Chandler. Let's go back to Denver.
Well, I'm working with a Chandler here. Wes Chandler's a dandy, isn't he? So were you, Bob Chandler.
Thank you, Jay.
2nd down and 9 at the 25. Hagel pitching it back to Dickey. Dickey to the outside. Penalty markers are down. Dickey steps out of bounds up at the 34-yard line. Stops the clock with 13:08 to play. The indication is that the call will go against the Colts. Holding. Kubiak now loosening up on the sidelines. We saw him in the game just for a few moments. Now they checked Elway's knee out, but we might see him.
Offense holding.
Washington 21-10 over Dallas in the 4th quarter. Look at New England now leading at 21-7 over the Rams in the 4th quarter. That update we got just moments ago, that San Diego score 38-24. Here it is 19-0.
That was St. Louis 34-24 over the Raiders, Jay.
Colts may have moved. Yep. Number 53, Gradishar, was coming, and he forced one of the Colts to make a move before the ball was snapped.
In fact, you know, it almost could have been the other way around. He may not have been coming.
Ball start. Quarterback, number 18.
He may not have been coming, but he saw the quarterback make a little move away from the center, Pagel, and came. A veteran player, he'll do that. He knows what's happening out on the field at all times.
Colts don't have a turnover. They have the lead 19-0. We're nearing the 13-minute mark left to play as the shadows begin to engulf Mile High Stadium in the city of Denver. Dickey brought down at the 12-yard line. Fine play by Jim Ryan. Ryan, the free agent linebacker on the left side from William and Mary. Here he is, number 50. 2nd year as a starter. It'll be 3rd down and 21 from the 13-yard line. 12 minutes and 40 seconds left to play. 19-0 Baltimore. Hagel, he's had a very fine day. See if he's going to put it up here on 3rd and long. Rolling out. Comes back and goes down. Fumble. And the ball belongs to Baltimore. They had blown the play dead before the ball squirted out. Arnie Chavis on the tackle, so the Colts will have to punt with 12 minutes remaining in this game. And Pagel gets up very slowly.
Like we said, they couldn't have a better guy punting for him down deep in these kind of situations than Ron Stark. So far, his average today, and he's vying for the lead in the National Football League. Today, he's averaging 50.5 yards on all his kicks.
There's his average. Thomas is downfield. Thomas, fair catch at the 46-yard line.
One of the reasons he probably fair caught that ball was Denver went after the block. When they go after the block, you don't have a lot of men downfield to help block for the receiver, Zach Thomas.
19-0. Baltimore leads Denver. 11:25 left to play in regulation time.
Your Chevy dealer's big USA 1 year-end sales drive is on. They're out to sell 250,000 cars and trucks by year's end. With so many to sell, it's dealing time. There's another reason to see your Chevy dealer. You can save up to $375 on a specially equipped Cavalier Type 10 or $330 on a new Celebrity. And for the first time ever from Chevrolet, take retail delivery now on any of these selected models only and make no monthly payment until March 1st with GMAC financing. See your Chevy dealer now.
You know, this Christmas, give your family a gift that keeps on giving. An RCA video disc player and video discs. The RCA video disc player gives everyone in your family the gift of great entertainment. More than 1,000 great shows to watch all year long. All on one of the simplest, most inexpensive video systems you can buy. And you know what? If you buy a player for Christmas, RCA will give you a $50 Christmas bonus. $50 back on the gift that gives over and over and over.
Today's game is brought to you by Chevrolet, the official U.S. cars and trucks of the 14th Winter Games. Chevrolet and you taking charge. By Anheuser-Busch St. Louis, the Brewers of Michelob. Some things speak for themselves. And by a tool for modern times, the IBM personal computer. Inside the 12-minute mark, 11:25 to play. Bob Chandler and Jay Randolph with you from Mile High Stadium in Denver, where Baltimore leads 19-0.
Denver knows it's now or never. They've taken out their tight end, Egloff. They put in Zach Thomas. They put in Gerald Wilhite, another fine receiver out of the backfield. Potentially 5 receivers going downfield.
And this ball is batted down. They were trying to get it to number 84, Sampson. As the Colts know what's going on, too, Bob. They have the prevent defense out there.
John really never gets back quite far enough here. Even though it's a deep drop, he's only back about 5 yards. The normal deep drop takes a quarterback 7 yards, and then if he has to, he steps forward.
That was Steve Parker, the rookie free agent. Parker getting his mitts on it. 2nd down and 10. Comes, and on the move, Miles at the 35, down to the 30, still going, and down to the 22-yard line. Tim Anderson, one of the extra defensive backs, made the tackle. Well, Mr. Chandler, that was a very interesting call right there.
This is an excellent call. They do a little counter, fake the sweep to the right. Elway comes out on a naked roll and hits Miles with just a short little dump pass. He does the rest on his own. It's important here for all the Denver players as they catch the ball and they're moving downfield to try and get out of bounds now and start conserving the time.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Going wide to the right is Watson. Elway throwing and incomplete. Zach Thomas, the intended receiver, and he had a catchable ball there, but couldn't come up with it. The coverage by Glasgow. Washington now leading 28-10 as John Riggins has scored his 2nd touchdown of the day. And they have 11 minutes left in the 4th quarter. And the Redskins in that big game to get the home field advantage are looking good. Elway, 15 of 30, 217 yards. He's been sacked 4 times. He's facing 2nd down and 10 at the 21. Hit just as he threw the pass. Couldn't get anything on it. Oh, these Colts have done a job today on defense.
Well, they've had 4 sacks, as you just mentioned, Jay. And, you know, coming into this game, they had only 2 sacks in their last 3 games. So they've really come on strong today. They're playing that kind of pressure defense and attacking the pocket that they needed to do to be effective against Elway and the Broncos this afternoon.
And now Denver faces 3rd down and 10. So often today, when it's looked like they've been able to go and move, they have been stalled on a situation just like this. Watson going in motion. Elway throwing, and touchdown. Waiting for the call. Yes, there it is. The officials wanted to check along the sideline. Clint Sampson, touchdown, and the shutout is over.
It's a corner route by Sampson. That means he takes it to the post and then back out to the corner of the end zone. Elway gets the time, lays it out in the corner, and what we see here is a young receiver that just puts on the afterburners and gets to the ball, gets both feet down. Well, we'll have to take a look at that again.
I'd like to look at that again. I really would. The point after by Rich Carlos is good, and it is 19-7 as Crusher performs. Let's look again. Is it a touchdown or isn't it? Sampson makes the catch.
Looked like one
he had
foot to
one
me.
foot in, Bob. But the score is on the board.
Some things speak for themselves.
Chevy Chop is taking charge. Chevy S10 Blazer is out ahead of the imports with InstaTrack, the revolutionary system that lets you shift from freewheeling two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive high and back at any speed. And Chevy S10 Blazer beats Bronco 2 with two-wheel drive they don't offer, a four-cylinder engine they don't have, and mileage they can't touch. Chevy S10 Blazer. And now, take delivery of any new Blazer and make no monthly payments till March 1st.
Come celebrate the new year. First, the Fiesta Bowl, followed by the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. Then Heisman Trophy winner Mike Rozier leads top-ranked Nebraska in a game that will decide the national championship. All January 2nd on NBC Sports. Here's Sampson again, and watch when the ball hits his hands. The 1 foot down is in, and the next foot is out. But the score is on the board.
He's not going to give it back, Jay.
19-7. Porter is back deep to receive the kick from Carlos. Porter at the 5, at the 10, and he falls down at the 13-yard line. Well, the folks here are fired up. Still a lifetime to play, 10:44. Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining. The folks here will begin to implore the defense to get that football back.
Well, I'd love to say this for our producer, Ron Kershaw. It's not over yet.
All right. Well, I think the folks in Baltimore know it's not over yet. Listen to this crowd. At the top of the show, you played here. Pago can't call the signals with this situation.
No, and it wouldn't be smart if he got up there and tried to. The officials will try and coax him into doing so because they don't want to delay the game continually. But he really, if he can't hear and his outside receivers and linemen can't hear, he should step back. That's his responsibility and that's his prerogative in this kind of a situation.
75,000 plus sold out. You're right on top of the play here. There's not a bad seat in the house. And when they start rolling, boy, it's something. Now the Broncos are asking for quiet. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. referee Fred Silva's going to make an announcement, I think. He's going to come over and indicate, and the public address announcer makes the announcement here. They make the announcement and we get a bigger roar than we had before.
Well, I think it's going to be pretty tough to quiet this crowd down.
Now Dan Reeves has stepped out onto the field and he is asking for quiet. Coach Reeves is asking for quiet. But I'm not sure very many are buying it here.
Well, they can eventually assess a penalty on Denver for delay a game if the fans don't at least cooperate to a certain extent, at least to give Pagel enough silence so he can hear what's happening out there.
All right, they'll try again. 1st and 10 from the 13. Pagel hands it off, and that is Curtis Dickey. And Dickey gets out to the 19-yard line. Stop made by Louis Wright, number 20. Barney Chavis also in there on the tackle. Gain of about 5 on the play. 10 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this game. 19-7, Baltimore. Pagel gives it off to Dickey, and he is stopped short of a first down. He gets to about the 23-yard line. In underneath the pile, Gradishar, also Rulon Jones.
Well, we've seen such great effort by Dickey today. We can't count the number of tackles that he's broken. Great individual effort all afternoon.
I said he was short of the first down. I may have spoken a bit too soon. Let's see. They're going to measure. It's a first down. And now they start chanting defense, defense. That's a big first down as we're inside the 10-minute mark. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line now. The clock running with 9:50 left to go. They're standing up, sitting down in unison around the stadium. There you can get an idea. This crowd trying to get something going for their Broncos. And the Colts leading 19-7. A busted play. Pagel goes down.
It looked like almost that Mike Pagel was wrong on that. Both his backs were moving in toward the right side. They looked at each other, wondered what happened, what the miscue was. We'll see it here. Both of them start to the right. Pagel has nobody to hand the ball to. Whether it was a play-action pass or not, I feel more like that he just turned the wrong way, and the miscue was with Mike Pagel.
Gradishar and Jackson made the tackle. 2nd down from the 24. Dickey needs 21 yards for 1,000 on the year. Pagel on the run. And down he goes. Tempers flare. This crowd on its feet. Coming in to make the play was Tom Jackson. We've talked about the inspirational player that he is. The Broncos getting their 2nd sack. The clock running now with 8:45 to play.
Tom Jackson not only making the play, but tries to do a little intimidating to the Baltimore players. Steve Wright didn't buy it, came back, and that's when they exchanged a few punches there right after the play. But an excellent play by Tom Jackson, sacking Mike Pagel.
3rd down and 20. Back at the 14. Penalty marker down. Pagel on the run. Pagel out across the 25, short of a first down. As we indicated, there is a marker down. Referee Fred Silva and his crew will discuss it. Clock shows 8 minutes and 17 seconds remaining. Holding against Denver. And this will bring it all the way out to the 40-yard line.
Defense number 79. Personal foul. Head swap. First down.
Bob, it is 19-7. They're not far away from Raul Alegre's range. A field goal would mean that 2 touchdowns could not win it.
Very much changed the complexion of this game.
The Colts with 1st and 10 now out at the 40. Pagel and these Colts have hung in here all afternoon. Curtis Dickey out to the 43-yard line. Clock running down to 8 minutes left in regulation time. The ends, Shavas 79 and Jones 75 on the tackle. Mike Pagel and the Colts taking a lot of time off the 30-second clock on every play. As you see, 7:45 remaining. Let this clock run down to 8, 7, 5, 4, 3. Ooh, what a hit. Oh, my. Randy McMillan was shocked by Tommy Jackson. Jackson, number 57, met him head on. Jackson out of Louisville. His 11th season here. He has made some plays over the years.
Well, we'll watch him shoot the gap right there. Hit McMillan before he could ever get a head of steam going. Puts him down behind the line of scrimmage. That's the kind of plays they need here from Jackson. It keeps everybody fired up, and they want to keep this level of intensity if they can get back into this ball game.
3rd down and 7 at the 43. 6:50 left to play in regulation time. Pagel throwing downfield, and it is intercepted. Coming back with it, Lewis Wright. Wright coming up the sideline. Back across the middle, and down to the 43-yard line. Wright having his best year, his 6th interception.
He's one of the great ones. They have stayed away from him most of the afternoon. They decided to try him that time, and he comes up with an interception. This is Victor Otis. He can fly, but they forget Lewis Wright can also run with the best of them. Comes up with the interception. They have stayed away from him, like, as I said, most of the afternoon. He almost breaks this one here. Brings it back and puts Denver in good field position.
17th career interception. Elway out of the shotgun. Elway throwing and almost intercepted. And I'll tell you, John Sawyer, the veteran, did one heck of a job of dislodging that ball from Maxwell, the linebacker over there. Elway tried to force that ball in there, and it was a very tough situation. They almost gave it right back.
Well, Denver came with everybody on that interception. Pagel tried to get rid of it as quick as he could, set it up there for Otis to run under, but instead Louis Wright ran under it.
Elway almost gave it back a moment ago. 2nd and 10 at the 43. Over the middle, complete at the 32-yard line. Catch made by Zach Thomas, the rookie. Tackled by Nesby Glasgow.
We got to see him going to Steve Watson on that particular play. Although he hit Zach Thomas, picked up the needed yardage, Watson was wide open on a corner route. They're covering him short and deep, but as experienced as he is, he ran in between them and was wide open on the corner.
6 minutes to play in the game. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. A little draw. It goes to Wilhite. He's at the 25. Inside the 25-yard line. Kim Anderson, number 26, coming up to make the play. Washington 31-10 in the fourth quarter over the Dallas Cowboys. Big day for Joe Theismann, John Riggins and company.
Although they can't afford the time, it's not a bad idea to keep the ball on the ground occasionally. You have to keep those linebackers honest. If you let them just drop back into those passing zones, it's very difficult to complete anything downfield.
Elway in the shotgun, 2nd and 2 at the 24. Elway pops down on it, comes away with it, on the run. Elway gets out of bounds. Well, that's a fine play. He was in deep trouble, came up with the ball, and to stop the clock with 5:03 remaining. Johnny Cooks was the man in pursuit. Elway showed he can hoof it pretty good.
He did the second best thing he could there, which is get out of bounds and stop the clock. The other thing that he didn't do here that's a real plus is he didn't just throw the ball up in the air for grabs. He knows he can't afford an interception now, so he got out of bounds, stopped the clock, have a chance to regroup a little bit.
3rd down and 4 at the 26-yard line. Sampson goes to the right side. Watson to the left. Miles, the single setback, back there with John Elway in the shotgun. They're coming. They throw it out to Miles. Wide open. 20, 10, 5, touchdown! It was a great catch, and then a dandy run by Miles, the rookie out of LSU. That's his first touchdown, I believe, of the season. Great block by Bill Bryan, the center, and this one is far from over. Prestridge will hold. Carlos to attempt the point. 4 minutes and 54 seconds left in regulation time. Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado. Baltimore 19. The Denver Broncos 14. We'll be back in a moment.
Your Chevy dealer's big USA 1 year-end sales drive is on. They're out to sell 250,000 cars and trucks by year's end. With so many to sell, it's dealing time. And to make it easy to buy now, here's a first-time offer from Chevrolet. Take retail delivery now and make no monthly payments until March 1st with GMAC financing. When you buy a new Chevette or Citation 2 or any new Blazer, pickup, Suburban, or El Camino. See your Chevy dealer now.
I can't believe we're bidding a job this big. They wanted somebody new.
Running your own business, you've got to give it your best. And that means personal computers from Digital. For extensive business software, graphics, communications, and a revolutionary customer support plan. Not even the world's largest computer company gives you so much.
Got it.
But the second largest does. Digital Equipment Corporation.
Come celebrate the new year. First, the Fiesta Bowl, followed by the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. Then Heisman Trophy winner Mike Rozier leads top-ranked Nebraska in a game that will decide the national championship. All January 2nd on NBC Sports.
Let's take a look at that touchdown again. A little dump pass out in the right flat to Jesse Miles. What really makes it work is a great block downfield by the center, Bill Bryan.
Will kick off. A short kick, hitting at the 10, picked up by Anderson. Boom, is he hit? Oh, look at this. Ken Woodward, number 52, led the way. Everybody standing here at Mile High Stadium. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left. The Colts, who a short time ago were leading 19-0, are now up by only 5.
It took them a long time, but Denver has finally found the intensity that they needed from the beginning of this game. They're hoping that it didn't take them too long, and they still have time to get one more score on the board.
First and 10 from the 12-yard line for Baltimore. The handoff going. Up the near sideline. It's Curtis Dickey. And he quieted the crowd as he ran it all the way to the 40-yard line. Dickey getting outside, showing that excellent speed, and that may have put him over the 1,000 mark.
You just can't say enough about this man's performance today. Every time they've needed him, he's come through, which he does again right here. And as you said, Jay, I think that put him over the 1,000-yard mark for this season.
Dickey going out now to the far side. A ball out at the 40-yard line. First down. Penalty marker goes down. That was Alvin Moore who replaced Dickey. Tackle made by Tom Jackson. Clock shows 4 minutes, 34 seconds remaining to be played. Illegal procedure against the Baltimore Colts. Both the Colts and the Broncos have 3 timeouts remaining.
Offense, false start, right guard. First down.
Ball went against Ben Utt. 1,012 yards for Dickey. Frank Cush, the Colts head coach. He's seen this Denver club come back. First and 15 now at the 35. Alvin Moore gets near the 40-yard line. He was wrapped up by Gradishar and number 58, Steve Busick. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is Colorado's News Channel, Channel 4, KCNC, Denver.
Jay Randolph and Bob Chandler here at Mile High Stadium in Denver. The Broncos trying to pull it out. Colts trying to hold on. 2nd and 11. From behind, a great play made by number 57, Tom Jackson. Jackson made that play against Curtis Dickey. And what a remarkable individual effort it was.
You could see it coming from the line of scrimmage, Jay. Tom Jackson is lined up on the weak side. That means he's away from the tight end and he's uncovered. As soon as the ball was snapped, he was heading toward Dickey, caught him from behind, enabled him to keep him. We'll see it here. You'll see Jackson come in from the right side of your screen, full speed. Gets Dickey before he can break through the hole.
Here's a very big play, 3rd down and 10 from the 40. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to play in regulation time. Down the sidelines, and it is dropped. Dropped by Porter. Bob, if we can look at this again, Lewis Wright had the coverage, but Porter did an excellent job. I thought he might have been called for offensive pass interference down the sideline. He bumped his man, got a jump on him, and had a chance to make a big play.
Hagel threw an excellent ball. Porter had him beat. Louis trying to catch up here. And actually Louis played a part in Porter dropping that ball. He stripped his left hand from him just as he went to make the catch. Excellent recovery by Louis Wright, who was actually beat pretty well on the play.
Ron Stark will do the punting. Zach Thomas is downfield. For the far sideline, not a very good kick. It went out of bounds at the 25. 3 minutes exactly left to play in regulation time. We'll take a timeout. Baltimore leads Denver 19-14.
This is the automobile you probably didn't expect from Mercedes-Benz. On the test track, it moves comfortably at more than 100 miles an hour. Its unique rear suspension provides extraordinary handling. Its quick reflexes exemplify legendary Mercedes-Benz engineering. More than just a new automobile, it is a new class of automobile. The new Mercedes-Benz 190 class.
To you, Coors.
fresh taste of the Rockies, 12 at a time from Coors, all the way to you.
The best of the Rockies is yours.
The Broncos have the football. They'll operate from their own 25-yard line. 3 minutes remaining. They have all 3 timeouts left. Baltimore leads 19-14. Egloff is back in at tight end, number 85. Will Height and Miles in the backfield with John Elway. He operates from the shotgun. And they give it off to Will Height. He's in all kinds of trouble. Now he may get out of it. Well, he got a couple. Penalty marker down.
What they're going to call there, Jay, I think, is Steve Watson, crack back block. I think he got him in the back.
That's the call. A push in the back. Watson on the crackback. Now Zach Thomas is coming in, bringing in a play to Elway. Tom Glassick comes in. Egloff comes back out.
Offense, number 81. Illegal block.
Excellent.
Above the waist.
Nice job by our crew. Director Bob Levy and this great camera crew working here today. And our producer Ron Kershaw.
All that has to happen there is Watson's head has to be in front of the defensive man, and it wasn't quite in the position it should have been. He gets the clip called on him.
Loss is back to the 16. Elway throws quickly out into the flat to Will Height. Will Height gets out of bounds, stopping the clock. Didn't get much, just over the 20-yard line. 2 minutes and 44 seconds remaining to be played. Bishop and Glassick are rotating, bringing in the plays. Glassick comes out. It's going to be second down, 14. Thanks to our spotters Al King and Ron Talpers. Ray Friedman working our stats. Tom Murray and Bob Rose, our scorekeepers. Elway, 19 of 36. Elway's got a lot of time. He throws complete. First down at the 39-yard line. On the far sideline, the catch made by Watson. Watson really covered up around that ball, didn't he? Looked like he just wrapped himself around it. Clock is running with 2:20 left.
There's a lot of great receivers in this league, but there are none finer than that man right there, number 81, Steve Watson.
Burrows made the tackle over there, trying to get one play away before the 2-minute mark. Elway steps up and throws, and he was hit just as he got it away. Looked like he was trying to get it to Zach Thomas, and we're going to get the 2-minute warning here, I believe. The clock shows 2:01. Here's Watson isolated on that big catch a moment ago.
He's going to release inside, which he does, then breaks it out. The little stutter step there just freezes the defensive back for a moment. Elway finds him. And what Steve is paramount on most on his mind right then is just, like you said, Jay, protecting the ball.
Well, they're going to be able to get one play away before the 2-minute warning. Second and 10 at the 39-yard line. Elway straight back, now on the run, comes out. And out of bounds near midfield. The gain is down to the Colts, 47-yard line. Maxwell, the linebacker, ran Elway out. Boy, the big guy can move, can't he? Elway, 6'3", about 205. The 2-minute warning here at Mile High Stadium in Denver. Now, here comes another one of those fantastic finishes.
Alcoa presents Fantastic Finishes. 1981, quarterback Richard Todd, his injured ribs ache, has just trailed the Dolphins with time for one more drive. He hits Jerome Barkham. He nails Lamb Jones. Todd is hot and Don Shula knows it. Less than 20 seconds left. Bingo, the game winner to Barkham. Todd completes passes to 7 different receivers, and the Jets win 16-15.
The recyclable aluminum can is a product of the same Alcoa research and development that produced exotic new aerospace alloys, engineered satellite receivers for your roof, ceramic substrates for advanced computers, and high-strength aluminum for a new generation of cars and planes. And soon, a new recyclable can to protect your food as well as your beverages.
1:54 remaining in regulation time. 19-14 Baltimore. Elway's carried the ball 3 times for 23 yards. He's 20 out of 38. 298 yards. We talked at the top of the show, Bob Chandler, about Denver being very much in the playoff picture. A loss today would be tough for them. They'd still be in the picture, but a win, if they could pull it out, would take them a giant step. First and 10 at the 47-yard line. Elway back in the shotgun. The Colts are coming. Elway rolling. He throws. And it is almost intercepted at the 20-yard line. A great effort over there by Jeff Delaney, number 34, to almost come away with that ball. Elway threw that ball about 45 yards on the dead run, going the wrong way.
Sometimes a guy that's as gifted as John Elway will rely a little too much on his physical talents. Not many people in that situation would have tried to throw a ball 60 yards running full speed in the opposite direction, which is tough to do. That's what John tried to do there. Almost ended up with an interception.
Second down and 10. 1 minute and 47 seconds remaining. There's the timeout situation. Elway out to the right side, and carrying that ball is Miles. Miles scored the second touchdown in the game. Burrows made the tackle at the 35, and they're going to take a timeout. Timeout, Denver. 1 minute and 31 seconds left to play. That will leave Denver with 2 timeouts remaining as John Elway, the young Californian, comes over. That defensive unit has played their hearts out today. We talked about the altitude early in the program.
Well, I think that picture describes everything that we said about the altitude. It takes its toll here after a game like that defense has played this afternoon.
One of your old bosses used to bring his team in here under the cover of darkness because he always told me, he said, if you get in late, then you play without too much of a problem. You can get them out of town before they realize about the altitude. There's a final. The Redskins defeat Dallas handily today, 31-10.
Well, they've said that before. There's New England over the Rams, 21-7.
And look at this, 38-38, Kansas City, San Diego, fourth quarter. St. Louis pulled it out against the Raiders. This is Elway's first 300-yard game. He has 311 yards. He has 1 minute and 31 seconds. Baltimore up by 5. At the 35-yard line, first and 10 for Denver. Wide to the right goes Watson. Sampson comes to the left side. Steps up, throws, it's complete, and headed for out of bounds is Thomas, and he didn't get there. Thomas did not get to the out of bounds marker before Nesby Glasgow made the stop. Fine play by Glasgow. The clock is running. 1:10 to go.
Excellent play by Glasgow, keeping him in bounds. He recovered very well after Zach Thomas makes the catch, kept him in bounds, which is a real plus for Baltimore down here.
1 minute to play. Elway throws it away to stop the clock, 56 seconds. The ball at the 27-yard line. Denver needs the touchdown. Bishop talking there with Elway. It was 19-0 before the Broncos came up with 2 big scores here in the 4th period. Frank Kush looking out at his club. 3rd down, 2 at the 27. Broncos with 2 timeouts remaining. They fake a run. Elway throws. Oh, my. Jeff Miles tried to run with that football before he had it. He would have had the first down. 52 seconds remaining, and now Denver is down to 1 play. 4th and 2 at the 27-yard line of Baltimore. The Colts, they have played their hearts out here today. Led it 19-0. That man's club. Denver calling a timeout now, even though the clock had stopped. It's an important time coming up, of course. 4th down, 2, and they'll talk it over with John Elway. Again, I want to say thanks to our entire crew here in Denver. Bob, it's always exciting to come to this stadium and see the action here. And the camera work headed up by Bob Levy and our producer Ron Kershaw has been excellent this afternoon. And we have 52 seconds left as Denver tries to pull it out. Randy Gradishar's last regular season appearance here. And if they can pull it out, it will really set up the playoff possibilities for them. If they don't win it, it puts a real crimp in the situation.
We'll take a look at Zach Thomas here again. It's proved to be a big play. He's doing everything he can to get open. Changes his direction 3 or 4 times. Makes the catch. Spins the right way, thinking the whole time he's got to get out of bounds, but Nesby Glasgow keeps him from doing that.
4th down and 2. Here we go.
Are they going to run it here, Jay, or you think they'll risk putting it up in the air?
Well, let's see. Poole and Wilhite in the backfield. They're conventional. Elway straight back, throws over the middle, wide open. Going with it is Wilhite. Wilhite to the 5. Touchdown!
It's a gutsy call by Dan Reeves. Wilhite, a little swing over the middle. Make sure he catches the ball. That was most important to pick up the first down. Does the rest on his own.
Watch the backflip. I don't know if we'll see it. He gets up. No, we don't see it, but he got up and did a backflip. It would definitely have been rated high by any diving judge. Here's a problem on the point after, and a penalty marker goes down. A pass for Egloff as they had a problem with a snap. 44 seconds left. Some kind of comeback for these Denver Broncos. Now, referee Silva and his entire crew are discussing this as we look again at the touchdown.
Great effort here by Wilhite.
Pass interference. Number 25 will have a retry.
We're going to get a retry on the extra point as there was pass interference. Now watch. Do we see? Oh, there it is.
You can't tell me he has a bad hamstring.
I'll tell you. Here's the point after try again after they messed the first one up and tried to pass and had an interference call. It's good. Well, this one is not over. Baltimore has 3 timeouts left. Here it is again. From the high board. 21-19. What a comeback by Denver.
We've got a kicker on the other side of the field here who can hit from 60 yards probably in this stadium. They've got 44 seconds to try and get him in the range to do so.
And I'll remind again, 3 timeouts. Elway is 23 out of 43, 338 yards, 3 touchdowns. And he'll be the toast of the town tonight if it stays this way. And so will a couple of unsung gentlemen named Miles and Wilhite. Here's Wilhite again.
Neither started this ball game, Miles or Wilhite, but both have contributed greatly to Denver getting back into it and taking the lead.
21 gigantic points for the Broncos here in the fourth quarter. Three timeouts left for the Colts. Carlos to kick off. Anderson and Williams back to receive. Anderson coming out. Well, he looked like he couldn't make up his mind, and then when he did, it was a little late. Indecision on the return. Downfield.
We'll take a look at him here. He decides to come out. Whether it's a good decision or not, that's hindsight. Trips over his own man, which is really what caused the poor return. Jay, there was only one guy on that field jumping higher than Wilhite when he made that touchdown, and that was Dan Reeves.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line. Mike Pagel straight back. Pagel throwing and completing out to the 22-yard line. Short of a first down. The pass complete to Bernard Henry, and the tackle made by Tom Jackson. It is short of the first down. A timeout stops the clock with 29 seconds remaining. Pagel over there with Zeke Bartkowski. There are the timeouts left.
He's trying to get the ball downfield. Everybody was fairly well covered. Hits Henry out in the flat. Henry tried to get back outside, but they didn't allow him to do so.
Baltimore had 3 field goals and a touchdown. And then another field goal in the second half from Allegre. And then 21 unanswered points for the Broncos. 21-yard pass, Elway to Sampson. 26-yard pass to Miles. 26 yards, Elway to Wilhite. 29 seconds remaining to be played. Can the Colts get it in shape for Raul Allegre? 4 field goals for him today.
He doesn't look too worried about it over there.
Second down and 1. Pagel throwing and almost intercepted. The pass was intended for Otis, and the coverage Jim Ryan, the linebacker. Clock stopped now with 24 seconds left to play. Third down coming up. Broncos trying to go to 9-6. The Colts, if they lose, it'll be 6-9. Oh, Pagel had Dickey. And if you could have gotten Dickey in the open field there at the 30-yard line, he might have made some magic. But he couldn't hold on as the pass was just a little too far in front of him. Now, just as moments ago, when Denver was down to their last play, it is 4th down and 1. for the Colts. Denver leading 21-19, coming back here in the fourth period. Houston over Cleveland. We'll show you some final scores, but first of all, let's watch this fourth down play. Hagel over the middle, completes it out at the 31-yard line for a first down. That was Porter, and it was Smith on the tackle. Now we have 14 seconds remaining.
We'll take a look at it. Excellent catch by Tracy Porter to pick up the first down. Hagel fired it in there, didn't have much time, surrounded by orange jerseys. Picks it up, and they're still alive.
They need, realistically, about 20 yards for Allegre to really have a shot. They are down to one timeout left. The Colts have the ball at their own 33-yard line.
They probably have 2 more pass attempts to try and pick up that 20 yards. There's a final, but Houston over Cleveland.
And here is the finals as we run through them very quickly for you. Recapping all the action. Seattle beat the Giants today. Seattle's playoff hopes very much alive. New Orleans with a victory in overtime. Washington did a job on Dallas. The Rams, losers to New England. Cardinals defeated the Raiders. Cardinals still have a slim hope for the playoffs. Hagel, and it is caught. And at the 47-yard line, it was Henry, the tackle by Foley, and this one's not over yet. 6 seconds left.
I'll tell you, this is a great catch by Bernard Henry, but he does one thing that I think he wish he could take back, and that's after he makes the catch, trying to get open, he loses about 5 yards. We'll see him do a little backtracking right there. That 5 yards may prove to be very important here with just 6 seconds left.
Well, there's 6 seconds left as we look again at this play. The Colts are now out of timeouts. And there's a big decision to be made here. Being out of timeouts, you got to run some kind of route to get out of bounds to stop the clock if you don't go with a field goal right here.
They're about, I'm not sure, Jay, around 60, 61 yards out. They've got to go for the field goal.
They're going to go. Here he comes, Raul Allegre. 4 field goals today. 28 on the year, a new club record. Henry, 8 catches, 169 yards. What a game he's had.
This will be 65 yards, his attempted field goal.
They're going to place it down back at the 45. 65 yards. Raul Allegre to win it. It is short. And the game is over. Time expires. And the Denver Broncos come back to win this one 21-19 with 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Well, Bob Chandler, it took a while to crank Denver up, but they got the job done over a scrappy bunch of Colts.
Well, a team like Denver that's overcome so many adversities this year really has a lot of momentum to get them into the playoffs.
First, someone gets an idea.